again, it's Alison, and welcome to another little video. Today I'm going to do some seated leg strengtheners to keep your lower leg, your calf muscles, your thigh muscles, a little bit through your bum and hips as well. Keep them nice and strong. All the exercises are going to be sat down, and as usual, if you can sit on a nice sturdy dining room chair, that'll be much easier actually than being sat on your couch or on your easy chair. What you will also need today, if you've got one, is a resistance band. So one of these stretchy bands that some of you might have kicking around at home to help to activate those muscles. And then the final thing I'd just like to say before we get started with our warm-up is, as always, if you are uncomfortable or if you're not happy doing a particular exercise or you're worried or something hurts, then please stop. You do not need to do every single exercise as many times as I do or as quick as I do. A little bit of common sense, please, when you're doing your exercises. And as I say, please stop or take a breather or take a rest if you have to. So I'm going to go and sit on my chair. We're going to do a little bit of a warm-up just to get the heart rate going, get our circulation going, get some warmth into our muscles, and then we'll crack on. We'll use our resistance bands to do our leg exercises. Right then, here we go. So you don't need your resistance band just yet. We're going to start off, as always, we're just going to start off with our heels. So we're just going to bob our heels up and down just to get our brain talking to our bodies to say, right then, get ready. We're going to do some exercises. We're going to do some strength exercises. And as I say today, just concentrating on our lower body, on our legs. So our heels are bobbing up and down, and our toes now are bobbing up and down. When you are doing these exercises, if you can, we're trying to sit up nice and tall. Just bring your feet back in and just tap those heels together. You're trying to sit up nice and tall. You're trying just to sit away from the back of your chair, just to encourage your posture. Just extend your feet out slightly, tap your toes together, just to get some activation through those through those ankles and through your feet. And then heels and toes up and down. Really try and work as much movement as you can into your ankle joint. Fabulous. Hands up, just give your hands a shake. So like egg whisks, up and down with the wrists, and then fingers in and out. Lovely job. Shoulders up and down, and then rolling those shoulders backwards. Fabulous. We're going to go into our marching. That's just going to stimulate a lot of blood around our body. I'm just going to turn side on for a second. You do not need to turn side on. Just so that you can see where I'm sat on my chair. I'm sat forward in my chair. I'm sat up nice and tall. Now I'm just going to lift our knees up and down, just marching on the spot. And I'm going to try, as you can see, land with my toes and roll to the heels. Land on the toes, roll onto the heels, just to get a little bit more movement through the ankle and through your lower leg. So our feet are bobbing up and down, marching on the spot. So we're starting to activate these lovely big thigh muscles on our hips. And we're going to swing our arms as well. So this is going to kickstart our circulation, and it's going to get some warmth and some movement into our muscles, especially into our legs and our hips. But as you can appreciate, if you're swinging your arms forwards and backwards, you get some movement into your shoulders, your chest and your back. There's quite a lot of muscles coming into play simply by marching on the spot. There we go. So we're going to change our legs slightly. We're going to step forwards. Stepping forwards. I'm going to start by leading with my heel. So I'm bobbing my heel down as I extend that leg. And I'm alternating my arms with my legs. So it's almost like walking, but sat down. If you're doing the same arm, same leg at the same time, that's tick-tocking, that we used to call in the Navy, and you look ridiculous. So if you can manage opposite arm and leg, that'd be amazing. We're going to reach out to the front now. Still leading with our heels for the moment. Don't worry, I'm going to change it in a second. So here we go. So this time I want you to lead with your toes. So your toes are dabbing down. Still reaching forwards. And then back to normal marching. I'm just going to come back round to the front. You carry on marching, don't stop. So marching on the spot. Still landing on the ball of your foot, trying to roll to your heels. This time we're going to stretch up with our arms, so reaching up as high as you can. If your shoulders are a little bit sore today, don't worry, just do what you can with your shoulders. You might just do a modified movement, just this kind of height, as long as you're moving in a kind of vertical direction. And then arms out to the front, and then back to normal marching. So we're just going to change our legs slightly. This time what I'd like you to do is toe tap side to side. Just nice and easy. Just be careful if you are sat next to somebody, you're not kicking them. So now we're just opening up the hips, getting a little bit more movement through the hip area. We're going to bring our arms up and down. There we go, super. So let's see what your coordination's like. Those feet are still going side to side. Your arms are going to push away. So you might start to be feeling a little bit warmer. You might feel your breath rate increasing slightly, maybe even your heart rate increasing slightly. They're all normal reactions when you start to do exercise. They are good reactions to have. We're going to go back to curls. And we're going to reach up. And we're going to go back to curls. And again, reaching up. And back to curls. Lovely. And then back to normal marching. Fabulous. Just the heels, please. Just your heels up and down. Shoulders up and down. Let you get your breath back. And then roll those shoulders backwards. So I just want you to relax there. Feet together, knees together. So we're going to do a few little looseness for our hips. So we're going to do a leg, I don't mind which. We're going to start off with a leg. You're going to lift your knee up, move it out to the side, down and in. Same leg. Up, out, down, in. And again, up, out, down, in. One more time. Up, out, down, in. You know exactly which part of the body's getting a workout there because you can feel it instantly. Your other leg, same again. Sitting up nice and tall. Up, out, down, in. Up, out, down, in. And again, up, out, down, in. One more. Up, out, down, in. Back on the other leg. We're going to do that same hip rotation, but just in the opposite direction. So your other leg is going to slide out, lift, in, down. Slide, lift, in, down. Slide, lift, in, down. One more. Slide, lift, in, down. Your other leg, same again. Slide, lift, in, down. Slide, lift, in, down. Slide, lift, in, down. One more. Slide, lift, in, down. Okay, so relax there. A little bit for our knees. We're going to lift a foot up. Don't mind which. We're just going to kick that foot forwards and backwards. Don't go too vigorously. If your knees are a little bit sore, we're just going to try and stimulate that fluid through the joint there, which acts like a lubricant in your knee joint. So just nice and easy. But importantly, you'll feel these thigh muscles and your hip muscles working. Just extend that leg out. Toes now up and down. So point your toes towards me and then toes up towards the ceiling. And then side to side, like a windscreen wiper. And then a circle with that ankle in one direction and a circle in the other direction. Super job. And back down. Your other leg for me, please. Kicking forwards and backwards. Not too vigorously. You do want to get that movement through your knee and feel those thigh muscles coming into play there as well. Just the foot up and down, flexing that ankle. And then side to side. And a circle, so a big circle with that foot and round in the other direction. Fabulous. And relax there. Okay. There's a little bit of a warm-up. So we're going to get onto the strength stuff. So you'll need your resistance band. So we're going to do 3 strength exercises with one leg. and then we'll repeat those 3 exercises on the other leg. When you're doing these exercises, do still try and sit away from the back of your chair. I do appreciate it is tempting on some of the exercises to sit back, so I will prompt you periodically to try and sit up. So you've got your band. I'd like for you please to hold the very ends of your band. So our first exercise is a calf press. So you've created this loop. So I'm going to do my right leg first of all. Created this loop, drop the loop to the ground, and then just drop a foot onto your band. Now if you can position the band around the ball of your foot, which is preferable, you don't really want the band around your heel like that. You want to try and position the band around the ball of your foot. We're going to pull on the band. We're going to hold our hands somewhere near our hips. Your foot will come off the ground slightly. From here, you're going to point your toes forwards. Point your toes towards the ceiling. When you point your toes forwards, you'll feel your calf muscle work. When you point your toes up towards the ceiling, you'll stretch through that calf and through the Achilles. If you are finding this easy, at this kind of pace, and you want to make it a little bit harder, and it's entirely up to you, you can move your hands further down your band, still holding your hands near your waist. There's more tension on the band now, which now makes those calf muscles work a little bit harder and get more of a stretch through your Achilles and through the calf. There we go. So just a few more on this side. Still sitting up nice and tall if you can. You're not slouched back in your chair. And just relax there. Keep the band where it is. Lower your foot towards the ground. You can just relax your arms as well. So it doesn't take many. You felt that probably working that lower part of your leg through the calf. And as I say, stretching through the calf and the Achilles. Excuse me. So the second exercise we're going to do is for our thigh muscle. And there'll be a little bit of work through the bum and also maintaining some mobility through your hip joints as well. But without, if you were doing this stood up, you're not jumping around, doing any of that sort of nonsense. So there's no impact going through these key joints. Keep the band around your foot. You're going to pull your hands towards your hips. Your foot will come off the ground slightly. So this next exercise is called a leg press. What you're going to try and do is use the band to your advantage first of all. So the band is going to help cradle your foot as you try and get that knee up as high as you can. Keep your hands where they are, push against your band. So I'm looking for a nice high knee. This is now stretching out your bum and your hip. And then when you press against your band, really extend that leg as far as you can. You use your thigh muscles and your bum when you straighten that leg. High knee, push down. High knee, push down. Still try and sit up nice and tall. So this one, you will want to sit back in your chair. So try and avoid that temptation. If you're finding this easy, as before, you can move your hands a little bit further down your band. So you're trying to find the Goldilocks spot where it's challenging, but not impossible. Your knee is like a piston. It is moving in a straight line. It's not coming around the corner. You're not twisting this way. Your knee, your leg, is moving like a piston. Okay, fabulous. Relax there. Just put that foot back down on the ground. Release some of the tension. This next exercise is for your hip. Now, it's a little bit fiddly to set up this exercise using your band. You've still got the band around your foot. Okay, what I'm going to ask you to do is put your feet close together. Okay? Hold both parts of the band in your opposite hand and across the front of your spare leg, this empty leg. Okay, so you can just look at me. Hopefully I'm your mirror, only better looking. Okay, you with me so far? Okay, so this spare leg that's not doing anything, it's going to come from behind and then over the top to stand on both parts of your band. Okay, so I'll just give you a chance just to have a little play around with that. This is quite a tough exercise. It's quite a difficult exercise. There'll be a lot of tension on your band. You might find you've accidentally kind of leant forward like this. So your back is at an unnatural position. I want you to try, if you can, to still sit up nice and tall. So there's one foot, in my case it's this one here, that has got the band around my foot. The other foot, the band is underneath your foot. So I'm going to exercise this leg, this one that's got the band wrapped around it. I'm going to sit up nice and tall. This is for your hip, for the outer part of your thigh. There's a little bit of work going on through your core as well, deep inside your pelvis on this side. I'm going to try, with this leg, I'm going to try and step out. It'll only be a couple of inches. I'm using my hip to move that leg out to the side. Nice and controlled, bringing it back in. So when I step out, I'm taking my knee with me. Feel that through the hip, and then nice and controlled back into centre. I'm not letting the band take over. I'm not letting the band control me. I'm controlling the band. Again, stepping out. Don't drag the foot. Please step back in. We're going to do 2 more because I know it's a tough exercise. So big step as much as you can. Nice and control back in. 1 more on this side, stepping out. Nice and controlled, stepping in. And relax there. Take your other leg out and extract your leg out. And just give your hip a little bit of a shake there, just to ease it out. So 3 exercises on this one leg. Calf, thigh, hip, bum. We're going to do those same 3 exercises on the other side. So you know what to expect now. Shouldn't be any mistakes. So we're going to do the calf press first of all on your other leg, the leg that doesn't ache right now. So hold the ends of your band. Lower the band towards the ground and then just drop your foot into the band. And as before, you want to try and position the band so it's around the ball of your foot. We don't want it around the heel, around the ball of your foot. So I'll just let you fiddle around with that for a second. So stick that leg out, pull on your band, hold your hands near your hips. Your foot will come off the ground slightly. This is the one where we point our toes forwards. Toes up towards the ceiling. And when you point your toes, that's when you work your calf muscle. When you point your toes up, that's when you're stretching your calf muscle in your Achilles. So we're just looking for this nice rhythmical movement. And as before, if you are finding it easy, move your hands further down your band. Give the band a good pull. Put some more tension on your band. Makes those muscles work a little bit harder. Still sitting up nice and tall. Or have you accidentally just falling back in your chair? Just let you think about that for a moment. Reposition yourself if you need to. Super job. Just relax there. You can lower that foot back down. Just readjust your grip if you changed earlier, just so that you're holding the ends of your band. Starting off easy, just by holding the ends of the band. You can always make it harder if you want to. Everyone's slightly different. So we're going to go on to the second exercise, which is the leg press. So strengthening these big thigh muscles, keeping the mobility through your hip joint, and there's a little bit of work going on with your bum as well. So we're going to hold our hands near our hips. This is the one where we let the band help us. We're going to bend our knee. The band acts as a cradle, lifting up that knee as high as you can, and then push against the band. High knee, push down. And again, high knee. So really extend that leg as far as you can. As before, if you're finding it easy, you can move your hands a little bit further down your band, holding your hands near your waist, lifting up that knee as high as you can, pushing down. So as before, that leg, that knee, is acting like a piston. You want it moving in a nice straight direction. We're not cocking our leg, twisting our knee, twisting our hip. We want a nice vertical movement, really pushing down. So you're using those big thigh muscles and your bum muscles as well. I know you're still sitting up nice and tall. It's much harder to do, isn't it? Much harder to sit up. Okay, one more for me. Nice high knee, and then push down. And relax there. Put that foot back on the ground. Readjust your grip. Hold the ends of your band. So you've got your feet next to each other. The band stays underneath that foot that you've just been exercising. you're going to hold both parts of the band in your opposite hand. Okay, you with me so far? The band is across the shin of this spare leg, this empty leg that's not doing anything. Okay, so this leg that's not doing anything is going to come from behind, over the top, to stand on both parts of your band. And as before, you might find, depends on the length of your band, you might just be hunched over slightly. So do try and sit up nice and tall, still maintaining our posture. So this third exercise, concentrating on our hip and the outer part of our thigh, a little bit with our core and those muscles deep inside our pelvis. The side that has got the band wrapped around your foot is the one that's going to do the work. Okay, so we're sitting up nice and tall. This foot is going to step out to the side. The knee comes with it. Step back into centre. Nice and controlled. It's a step. I'm not dragging or sliding my foot. I'm using my hip and the outer part of my thigh to control that movement. So stepping out as far as you can, maintaining that posture, back in, and again stepping out, nice and controlled in. One more for me. Stepping out, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Nice and controlled, don't let the band control you. And relax there. How are we doing? Okay. So step off there, take that band from underneath your foot, and just put the band out of the way. Give your legs a little bit of a shake. So I'm just going to do one last exercise, one last lower body exercise, which pretty much puts all those exercises into one. This is sit to stand. I'm going to do the modified version where it's just a short sit to stand, where I ask you to lift your bum off the chair just a couple of inches. We're not standing up the whole way. Okay. I'm just going to turn side on so I can show you a few things. If you've accidentally sat back in your chair, what I will need for you to do is bum walk like this, as far forward on the chair as you can. The further forward you can get, the easier this sit to stand becomes. I'll show you in a moment. You're going to put both feet flat on the floor, and you're going to have some space between your knees and your feet. Mainly, if you can get that space about hips width apart, and then you're going to walk those feet back towards your chair. So you're in this kind of position here. You can either, if you feel you need a bit of a boost because you're not sure what's coming, you can put your hands on the side of your chair. If you're feeling a little bit more confident, you can put your hands on your knees. If you're feeling really, really confident, you can put your hands across the front of your body. You might want to just change your hands part way through what we do now. You may start off here and think, I'm doing okay here. I want to make this a little bit harder. I want to make it harder. You can progress as you see fit. Okay, let me just turn around so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm forward on my chair, got both feet flat on the floor, and I've moved my feet back towards the chair. And I'm going to put my hands on my knees. So we're going to lift our bum off the chair just a couple of inches. We're going to sit up nice and tall. Just lean back ever so slightly, because what I want you to do is I want you to lean forward, generate a bit of momentum, allowing you the momentum to lift up your bum off the chair. So here we go. This is how it's done. We're going to lean, press lift, and lower. And again, lean, press lift, nice and controlled, lower. Hold it there for me. Wait. So sitting up, a little bit of a lean back, lean, press lift, and lower. And again, lean and lift, and lower. Ready? Making it harder. Here we go. Lean and lift, hold. Hold that position. Hold that position. Nice and controlled. Lower. And again, lean and lift. You'll feel that in those thighs. Hold that position. And lower. One more for me. Last one. Lean and lift. Hold that position. Hold, 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 hold. The lower the better. And nice and controlled. Lower yourself back down. Feel that in those thighs? Yeah? There's also a little bit of balance required as well, and control. You are controlling that movement forwards and backwards. So It's a good exercise to do. If you can practice that throughout the day, perfect, brilliant. Right, how are we feeling? Hard work done, yeah? So a few little stretches to finish off, and then you can have a cup of tea, put the telly back on, crack on with the rest of your day. So some leg stretches. What I'd like for you to do, please, still sat forward in your chair, a leg, pick one, I don't mind which, you're going to extend that leg out, turn a quirky little angle. So I'm just going to stick a leg out and get this leg nice and straight. This is your active leg, this is the leg, this straight leg is the one that's going to get the stretch first of all. I would like for you point those toes up towards the ceiling. And you should, when you point those toes up towards the ceiling, feel that stretch through the lower leg, through your calf. Yeah? Point your toes forwards like a dancer, so you feel the stretch through the shin and through the front of the ankle. And then back up towards the ceiling. Okay, so relax that foot. We're now going to keep that leg extended. We're now going to stretch through our hamstring, through the back of our upper thigh. We'll put both hands now on this bent leg. That is your support. So that's going to take the weight of your upper body. You're going to sit up nice and tall, and then very gently, taking the weight on this bent leg, leaning over until you feel a stretch running through the back of that straight leg. Just a few more seconds. Don't hold your breath, but do try and relax. The more you can relax, the more you'll get out and stretch. And then very gently, pushing back up to your seated position. Change legs for me, so your other leg, nice and straight. Pointing those toes up towards the ceiling to stretch through that calf. Point your toes forwards, stretching through your shin and your ankle. And then again, back up towards the ceiling. Just relax that foot. Hands onto your bent knee. Sit up nice and tall. Take the weight on this bent knee as you lean over until you feel that stretch running through the thigh. You might feel it in your bum. Do try and relax. Don't hold your breath. And just enjoy that stretch. Those legs have worked hard today. And relax there, just pushing back up to your seated position. Both feet flat on the floor. We're going to do a quick stretch for our bum. So I don't mind which leg. You're going to interlace your fingers, wrap those fingers around a knee, and then pull up that knee as high as you can, just to stretch through the bum, and point your toes up towards the ceiling. And then easing out of that. We're going to do the same on the other side. So interlace those fingers around your other knee, pull up that knee as high as you can, and point your toes up towards the ceiling. Lovely job. And relax there. Last little bit. Just shoulders up and down. Just keep those shoulders loose. Roll your shoulders backwards. And relax there. Whew, how are we feeling? Great effort today. Tough exercises. Not easy to do at all. But you have worked everything in your lower body. From your bum, your hips, your thighs, a little bit with your hamstrings, your lower legs, your Achilles, your feet, all sorts of stuff. And as before in other sessions that we've done, I've tried to ask you to sit up tall. I know it's really difficult doing those particular exercises and sitting away from the back of your chair, but it does really encourage these core muscles here as well. So well done for that. Whew. I would like for you, please, give your hands a final shake. Give your legs a little bit of a pat down, not too hard because they've worked hard today, and give yourself a round of applause. Yeah, pretty good session that. We'll do some more again soon. Take care of yourself. I will see you soon.